Hello, good morning everyone. Welcome to the business management classes. This is Dr. Niranjan Babu, HS, working as an assistant professor at Maharani's Commerce and Management College for Women, Mysore. We are making an interesting discussion over a subject of business management. In this session, we shall make a discussion over the topic the management and the administration, or the management versus administration. In the previous sessions, we have seen the concepts of management, the definitions of the term management, and also we have seen the important characteristics of the management, and also we have discussed something relating to the levels of management and also the significance or the importance of management, especially in the business context, because we are making a discussion the business management. It is not simply the management, it is the business management, the application of the principles, the application of the skills, application of the strategies, the techniques, everything in order to run a business firm. So thereby this business management subject is a very highly dynamic subject, we can able to say. So we shall see the discussion pertaining to management versus administration. When we say this, to start the discussion for administration versus management, we shall start from the known things. We know that primarily a man is a social being. Always he wishes to work in a group, or he prefers to work in a group. He does not tries to work in isolated. Always he wishes to work in a group. That is why the institutions or organizations have emerged. So thereby, with the growth of the science and technology and the birth of the large scale industries due to industrial revolution which took place in the 17th, 18th and 19th century, and with the development of trade and commerce, especially after the Second World War, and the revolutionary things that has happened in the case of the transportation and the communication, and also the need for the organized group efforts has become all the most important for any organization for that matter. This group efforts, it has to be properly, they need to be planned, they need to be organized, they need to be coordinated, they need to be directed, they need to be controlled. It is all possible only through the effective management. When you say management, management is an art of getting things done by others. F.W. Taylor, a management expert, he has been rightly been told that management is the art of knowing what you want to do. You must exactly know. Being a manager, you must be specific. You must have the clarity of mind as to what is to be done. Okay, what do you want to do in the best and the cheapest way. That is most important. You must do it in a best way. It must be the unique way. It must be done in an efficient way, in an effective way, and it must be done in a cheapest way also. So that is called the management. And the management principles are universally being applied. These management principles are applied universally. They are universal in character. And the management is highly been essential for all types of organized life. Wherever we find this organized life, or wherever we find the human activities, the management is required to direct the efforts of the group, or to direct the efforts of the human activities. Then whether it is a public sector, or whether it is a private sector, or it's a joint stock company, or a cooperative society, whether it's a capitalist economy, or a communist economy, or a democratic, or a mixed type of economy, or any government, or military organization, for sports, for hospitals, hostels, education institutions, for all kinds of business enterprises, what is required is management is required. So thereby we can able to imagine the importance of management. Now we shall move on to the discussion. As we have been discussing since from the past three sessions, management is defined as it is an act of managing the people, because in any organization we can find several kinds of people. Several kinds of people like board of directors will be there, business executives will be there, functional managers will be there, supervisors will be there, junior managers will be there. So likewise, we can find various classes of people. Staff will be there, skilled, unskilled, like that. So you need to, being a manager, you need to manage these people and also their work. Why? Because you need to achieve the common goals which are being set by the higher level organization. How to achieve these goals? With the help of the people, by making use of the available resources in the company. Thereby, the management, it creates such an environment that under which the manager and the subordinate, they can work together. With the work together means integrated way. They will work in a integrated way. All their efforts, all their the energy, they are being directed towards attainment of the group objective. Okay, by achieving the group objective, we can able to get the success in the company. So it is a group of people who use their skills and talent in running the complete system of the organization. We hire the people. It is not simply the individual that we hire. We hire the talent, we hire the knowledge, we hire the skills. So those skills, knowledge, or the efforts, they need to be used properly in order to get the success for the company. It is an activity, it is a function, it is a process, it is a discipline, and it is a everything. So it has been highly dynamic, we can able to say. Then we have seen how the manager performs his duties. He basically performs his duties by applying certain principles of management or by undertaking certain functions. He will perform certain functions, basic functions or principles. What are those things? We have planning, organizing, leading, motivating, controlling, coordinating, decision making. These are all the major activities being performed by the management. I told that whatever that a manager does is called management. What he does majority of the times, he takes the decisions in the business in order to get the success and in order to see that the corporate objectives will be achieved. How to do that? There must be some way, or there must be some guidelines, or there must be some principles which need to be followed. What are those principles? We have this, that is plan. Prior that you do anything, you must plan yourself. What is planning? Think in advance. Planning is think in advance. Think in advance. Prior that you do anything, you must have to think it twice as to what you are supposed to do, how it is to be done. Then, what is organizing? The second important function. What is organizing? Organizing is establishing a good structure of management. That is the establishment of levels of management, and also identification of the various positions in the company, and also filling those vacancies or the positions of the company, assigning the specific duties, responsibilities for each post, and to see that an effective communication channels will be established among all the layers of management and also among the various positions in the company. Thereby, planning is over, organizing over. Next thing is to lead. To lead is to direct. To direct. You are expected, being a manager, you must give the quality directions to your workers or the staff. Otherwise, they don't have, the people will not work in the company. The workers have the tendency, unless otherwise being told by anyone, they will not do anything. So by being a manager, it's your duty to tell the people as to how what work is to be done, how it is to be done, and what is the best way of doing, and you should give the broader guidelines within which they are expected to work. So this is leading. You must represent, you must guide them, you must motivate them. So motivate is inducing the people to extend their cooperation voluntarily. Controlling is something to see that whether all your plans are being implemented as such. There should not be any deviations. If at all deviations, you must take the corrective measures immediately. Then coordination in the sense, there will be several departments in a company like production, marketing, HR, finance, like that. So all their efforts must be coordinated in a proper way. Then decision making. What is decision making? Because always there will be several alternatives to do a job or to take up a decision. So you have to evaluate each and every alternative, and you have to choose the best one, which is less cost, which is most economical but yields the maximum output or the maximum, which gives the maximum results for the company. So that is decision making. So these are some of the activities which will be performed by the management. So management is which brings together 5 M's. 5 M's is, what are those 5 M's for an organization? Men, material, machines, methods and money. This I explained in the second session. Management, it is a result oriented activity. We expect a good result because for every department, for every activity in a business concern, there will be fixing of what we say the targets. Those targets or the goals is need to be reached by the department or the respective teams. So it is a result oriented activity. Results, we will measure the results in terms of getting the success. What is success for a company? Either it may be getting the profit, or it may be producing the maximum output, or delivering a quality goods and services to the people, or creation of what do we say, the customer satisfaction. They are all the results, they are all the outcome of doing a good management, and they focuses on achieving the desired output. Prior that you do anything, you will have the expectation what is the best way and how it is to be done. So at the end, you must have to ensure yourself that the goals have been achieved. Next one. Now we have seen what do you mean by management is. Now we shall see the definition of administration, because we are making discussion over the topic management versus administration. We have seen what is management is. Now we shall see what is administration is. When we say this administration is a systematic process of administering the management of a business organization or an educational institution like school, college, government office or any non-profit organization. The main function of the administration is the formation of the plans, policies and the procedures, and also the setting up of the goals and objectives, enforcing the rules and regulations. What do you mean by this administration is? When we say administration is a systematic process of administering the management of a business organization. I told, when we say business organization, it is nothing but a joint stock company, because we are discussing here the corporate form of business organization. So how a business in a joint stock company context, it is need to be managed, that we are making discussion. So thereby, when we say administration is the work of the top level management. Administration is the work of top level management. There are 3 layers, isn't it? Top level, middle level and the lower level management. Administration is always being done by the top level management. What the top level management will do through the administration, they will determine the overall corporate objectives, which is applicable for all the departments and all the groups in the company, all the groups in any institution or organization. They must work to fulfill those objectives, organizational objectives, and also they frame the policies, the general policies, and also they frame the strategies to get the success for the company. So with those policies and the strategies, they tries to coordinate the different functions in the organization. And also it is, when we say administration is the central controlling authority. It is the central controlling authority. Usually what happens is, we make use of the term management for in the business context, and we make use of the term administration in many a times for other than business organizations, like a school. When we talk administration of the school, or for a government we call it as administration by the government. So even it is applicable for business also, business context also. As I told, administration is the work of the top level management, whereas within the purview of the administration, this management will come. Okay, administration is at the top level. Under that, this management comes. Management comes at the second level and the third level. That is for the functional managers level. Whatever being set by the administration, the management has to follow, because supreme authority is, central controlling authority is the administration, Under that, the managers do work. So thereby, whether it is execution of plans or the policies or execution of work, or to extract the work from any people in the organization, the managers must follow the guidelines given by the administrators or the administration. So thereby, administration, it enjoys the supreme power when compared to the management. Okay. Now, how administration is being done? Through the formulation of plans, policies, procedures, and setting of the goals, objectives, and enforcing the rules and regulations that we have seen. We shall see the another slide. Here it says administration lays down the fundamental framework of an organization. Fundamental framework. This is a broader guidelines which is applicable for the whole organization, within which the management of the organization functions. That is the purview. The overall, the border is being set by the higher level management through the administration. Okay, the top level management through administration, it has laid down the fundamental framework. So within that boundary only all supposed to work. The nature of administration is bureaucratic. It is nature of administration is bureaucratic. Bureaucratic in the sense the strategy framing or policy framing, it is all at the top of the management level. It is a broader term as it involves the forecasting. What the administration will do, it will forecast what happens in the future. It probes into the future. Planning, it will also forecast and planning, organizing, decision making functions at the highest level of the enterprise. The administration, it represents the top layer of the management hierarchy of the organization. These top level authorities are the either owners or the business partners who invest their capital in the starting the company. They get their returns in the form of the profits or as a dividend. It must be dividend. The spelling is few letters are missing. It should be as a dividend in the form of profits or dividend. So now the meaning for the term administration is very much clear. It is at the top level. It is something which has been relating to the framing of the strategies, policies, broader guidelines for the company. It enjoys the supreme power. Now we shall see the next one. Here is in the table form, the management versus administration that has been discussed. There are three classifications here. One is the basis for comparison column, management column, and administration column. Say if it is meaning, what do you mean by the term management? What is administration? If it is authority, what do you mean by authority for management? What do you mean by authority for administration? Likewise, we shall see one by one. Meaning, we have discussed. Now we shall see in the tabular form. What is management? Management, we are making the comparison. Basis for comparison is for meaning, the first one. Look at the meaning for the term management. An organized way of managing the people and the things in a business organization is called the management. What you are simply doing? You are managing the people. You are managing the people in an organized way and also the things of the business organization. So this is what is the meaning of the term management is. What is administration then? It is a process and administering an organization by a group of people is known as the administration. Just now I told, it is, when we say administration is, it is a central controlling authority. Okay, it enjoys the highest supreme power. So it is above than the management. Now we shall look into the second comparison, that is authority wise. We know that there are three layers of management: top level, middle level, and lower level. When we say management, here in this context, management means middle level and lower level management. Whereas administration, it is always at the top level management. Then role. What is the role? Role of management is executive, whereas the role of administration is decisive. What do you mean by difference between executive and decisive? Executive means to implement. See that policy strategies framed by the higher level management need to be implemented, need to be executed properly with utmost care, and with the within the purview of the broader guidelines framed by the top level management. What do you mean by decisive? Decisive is decision making. I told corporate objectives are set by the administration only. So thereby decision making, highest decision making body is administration. Now we shall look on to the fourth one. It is concerned with Basically, management is concerned with policy implementation. It is only the implementation. Then who frames the policy then? Administration. So policy formulation is for administration. The next one, area of operation. Area of operation is that management works under the administration, whereas administration, it has the full control over the activities of the organization. It is the, as I told earlier, it is a central controlling authority. It enjoys the supreme power in any organization. Shall we see the next things? The management is applicable to profit making organizations, that is business organization. I told this. Management term is more used in case of the business organizations, whereas administration is used, of course, in business enterprises. Along with that, more in government offices, military, clubs, hospitals, religious and educational institutions. Then decides what the management decides, what the administration decides. Management decides who will do the work, which person has to do the work, and how it will be done. What is the best way of doing the thing is decided by the management, whereas administration is what should be done, what should be done, the basic question, what to do, when to do, how to do. So that is being decided by the administration. Then as far as the work is concerned, management is related to putting the plans and policies into actions, whereas administration is formulation of the plans, framing the policies and setting the objectives. Then what is the main focus of the management? It is simply to manage the work, whereas the focus of administration is making the best possible allocation of the limited resources. I told yesterday in the last session that the availability of resources for any organization is limited. So thereby we have to ensure the optimum use of, or we have to extract the maximum output by the available minimum inputs. So that will be taken care by the administration. Then next, who is the key person? In the management, manager is the key person, whereas in the administration, administrator is the key person. So terminology is different for both. Then represents. Who is represented by the management? The manager represents the employees who work for remuneration. Every department, every departmental manager under him, the managerial staff or the subordinate supervisors will work. So he represents the employees. Whereas administration, to whom they represents the owners, the shareholders, okay, the investors, the real owners. So it is administration is represented by the owners. The next one. Now the conclusion. We have made a discussion over management versus administration. So theoretically, the conclusion, what we can able to say is, it can be said that both are different terms. Administration is different, management is different. But practically, you will find the same terms and are more or less the same. Meaning, it seems to be the same. There is a little difference. You would have noticed that a manager performs both administrative and functional activities. Many a times, he has to play the role of administrator as well as the functional activities. Although the managers who are working on the topmost levels are said to be the part of the administration, whereas the managers working on the middle level, lower level manager represents the management. So we can say that administration is above the management. So to conclude, administration is concerned with the determination of the overall corporate objectives, policies and the major strategies. It determines mainly the coordination of the different functions of the functions in the organization, and administration is more concerned with the determination of a proper organizational climate, and also it acts as a central controlling authority in the organization. So hopefully the discussion you felt fruitful, and this is the references which I have made. So we have discussed important concept, administration versus management. So with this we shall end this session. In the next session we shall take up a new topic, that is functions of management. Till then, bye. This is Dr. Niranjan Babu. Thank you. We shall meet again.